Spinning hard back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. We here for a good time, maybe a long time. We here with the fight breakdown and prediction between Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. I feel like they sent my video yellow already, man. So y'all hit that thumbs up. So y'all hit that thumbs up. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Y'all hit me get going in that air. Go. I don't know why YouTube be messing with your boy like that. They really be doing your boy in. They be doing your boy in over here, man. But it's all good. Let me say what's up to the people that's in the building. Shout out my guy BC. What's good, Brian Corbett? What's good, Cornbread? My guy Ray Buck. What's good, Ray? If y'all could do your boy a solid, man. Hit that thing up for your boy when you roll on. Man. It's fight week. Wake up. We about to wake up. I'm about to get this waking bake going. I'm gonna do it this time. Let me go and put it on the screen so people know, right, on the playback. How I'm gonna start doing these, right? Because I could do these 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, right? To get people to watch it on the playback, right? What I'm gonna do from now on is I'm gonna give y'all their prediction, right? If you hear through the live stream, you go get their predictions right before the last 5 minutes. But I'm gonna always make sure to reiterate, no matter how long these last, whether 8 minutes or an hour or 5 hours, right? I'm gonna make sure the last 5 minutes I reiterate my pick so I could do it, for the people that catch it on the playback. I'm gonna actually have it in the title. I'm gonna say prediction last 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So I can add some type of without having to go in there and listen to the whole video, right? And timestamp it. I'm gonna just start throwing it at the end, right, to make it easier for the people that's coming in on the playback. For the ones that don't want to sit and watch the whole, video, the last 5 minutes of my breakdowns, if they happen to go over, if they happen to go longer than they're supposed to, I'm gonna start putting, the recap the last 5 minutes so people could just, come in. So people just come in on the playback, right? Go to the last 5 minutes and you could get your prediction. You don't gotta listen to, the whole. You don't gotta listen to, the whole hour or the whole 5 hours. You know what I mean? Of the breakdown type deal. Yo, what's good? Yo, the ride my guy Crush the Legend. What's good, Crush? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Crush. Glad y'all could make it, man. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy, man. It's Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. Fight week, right? Undisputed fight week. Y'all know what we here for. Y'all know what we here for. Roll it shit up. Roll that shit up because we about to go and get it up. You know what I mean? It's fight week. We got a undisputed fight weekend. Vasily Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. This fight has been a long time coming, right? We've had two fights already this year. We've had two fights this year, right? There's been a long time coming that I'm glad that we finally have gotten them things out the way, right? Javante Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, right? We finally got that fight out the way, right? And now we're about to get Ryan Garcia versus Vasily Lomachenko, you know what I mean, out the way. Now I was talking, appreciate that BC, but I was talking about, on this one, like, I'm finna do a live stream now. I'm finna do a live stream now, right? But I know some people that ain't gonna be here for the actual live stream, so they'll have to catch the playback. So what I'm gonna do, from now on is I'm gonna have the playback on the last 5 minutes of the video. I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna redo my prediction. The last 5 minutes of the video for the people that's catching the playback. So instead of having to come in instead of having to come in and y'all listen to the whole hour of the stream, right? Y'all could just come in and then y'all can go to the last 5 minutes and y'all could rock it out like that. So right, of course I'm gonna tell y'all before. I'm gonna tell y'all who I predict before, as it go on. I'm gonna tell y'all who I predict before, as it go on. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna make sure that I drop it at the end, right, for the playback people, so they won't have to come and sit through the entire thing if they don't necessarily have that time. My guy Crush Yoda said Dale versus Loma equals Jay Z versus Eminem. Appreciate you for the analogy, man. But yo, we got undisputed, man. We got undisputed this weekend. I was just saying, like, we have this is one of them fights, right, that had to happen, right? right? Lomachenko, Devin Haney had to happen. I don't know if y'all been watching, the 24/7s. They's not called is it what reaction got to Casemiro versus Nada Wumba. I had missed that one dots, right? But I'm glad Casemiro, is back in the ring. I seen his fight before that. Right, where he stopped the guy in the second round, didn't catch the last fight. I seen my guy Tim calling, but I'm not even really sure what happened. I didn't get a chance to check it out. Anyway, right? But I digress. So this is one of them fights with Gervonta Tank Davis. I mean, this is one of them fights with Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney. That's been a long time coming, right? It's one of them fights that's been on our radar. This fight was actually it wasn't called as a mandatory, right? But Devin Haney actually did put himself in position to become Vasily Lomachenko's mandatory, right? He was next in line. Devin Haney did petition to have that mandatory call 4 years ago. If y'all had been watching, the Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko, the build up to the fight. I don't know. It's not called 24/7, right? There's Showtime, but the All Access, right? That's what I call it. The All Access. Appreciate you coming through this, John. Timekeeper. Can you do your boy a favor, Timekeeper? Can you hit that like button? Can you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel? We talk this good boxing every day, not just today. If you're in the building right now, you ain't hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. YouTube already trying to send my video yellow right. They already trying to keep your boy out the mix and out the algo. I got 11 people in the building right now. I need all 11 of y'all to hit that thumbs up, man. Let's help get your boy spinning. Let's help keep your boy spinning. Let's let YouTube know that we up talking this good box. My guy Timekeeper said he got Loma. Y'all tell me who y'all got. Y'all tell me who y'all got in the chat, right? I got 11 people in the building. I need 11 comments. Y'all tell me who y'all got in this fight before we get into the fight breakdown and prediction. Again, y'all, we here for a good time and a long time, right? So I need y'all to be active. We need y'all to wake up. We all got to wake up. We got to wake up and we got to get into this algorithm. Shout out my boy Timekeeper. My boy Timekeeper said, I got you. Appreciate your Timekeeper. My guy Timekeeper said that he got Loma. I want y'all to tell me who y'all got. Real spill. I want y'all to tell me who y'all got in the chat. I don't want to talk to myself. Y'all tell me who y'all got. He said, my guy DS said, Devin Haney outboxes Lomachenko. Shout out my guy DS, right? But this one of these fights, man, I personally feel like this fight had to happen. Just like I personally feel like Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia had to happen, right? Certain fights, the build up, Ryan Garcia, right? 3 or 4 years, Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney, 3 or 4 years, the backstory, which is what I'm about to give y'all, right now. I'm gonna give y'all the backstory on this thing. I think Gervonta, Timekeeper said, I think Gervonta, the face of boxing. Shout out my guy, Timekeeper. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Oh yeah. I like that Timekeeper, because I feel like this fight this weekend, right? The reason I'm so excited, right? Multiple reasons, because this fight had to happen given the history, and because I know exactly where this fight this weekend takes us. Just like you see me keep throwing the Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fight out there, because I feel like that's a fight that had to happen, just like this one, right? But I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it for a reason. You know what I mean? My guy Timekeeper said he feel like that Lomachenko beats Devin Haney. And newsflash, I've been saying for the longest that Devin Haney go beat up Vasily Lomachenko, right? I've been saying he go beat up Vasily Lomachenko, but honestly, man, I know this is not going to be an easy fight for Devin Haney. This is not going to be no walk in the park. Vasily Lomachenko is not coming out here to lay down. Vasily Lomachenko has never laid down in a fight. Even the fights that Vasily Lomachenko lost, Lomachenko, is a game opponent. You know what I mean? He almost got T.O. up out of there, right? He almost got Jermaine Ortiz up out of there. You know what I mean? So, Lomachenko is a live dog. This ain't going to be, an easy fight for Devin Haney. It never is. Right? He said El Maloma. Shout out my guy Crush the Legend. Right? So Lomachenko ain't a come out there and lay down, you know what I mean, kind of guy. So he gonna have to put some work in. Just like let's just take Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis for example, right? Shit, Ryan Garcia ain't come out there and lay down for Tank. He ain't really make that fight easy for Tank. Now some people in hindsight you can say, well, it was easy, but now it really wasn't easy. If you go back and look at that fight, Ryan Garcia was hitting Tank all in the forehead. You know what I mean? Tank had to be real defensively sound to get those punches off because Ryan Garcia, he quick with those hands. And he was making it, I won't say he was making it difficult for Tank, but he most definitely made Tank have to think. I think Lomachenko is a higher level fighter, is a much higher level fighter, right, than Ryan Garcia. Now he's not as quick as Ryan Garcia with them hands, right? But actually, at this point, they're about tit for tat, right? At this point, Lomachenko and Ryan may be tit for tat with the hand speed. Now, maybe traditionally, right? I can't say who faster or who not, because both those guys got extremely fast hands, right? So Vasily Lomachenko got some fast hands too. So Devin Haney gonna have to come in, on his A game, right? And not only do Vasily Lomachenko, got fast hands, but Lomachenko is one of those dudes that know how to put his punches together. He's smart in the ring. He has a high boxing IQ. Unlike Ryan Garcia, right? Lomachenko does have a high boxing IQ. You know what I mean? So for Devin to win this fight, he's going to have to put it all together. He's going to have to put it. He go. My bad. He's going to have to put it. He's going to have to put it all together. He's going to have to put it all together if you want to beat. You know what I mean? Vasily Lomachenko. He's gonna have to put it. I'm getting out the bed out. Let's roll these blunts up. Let's roll these blunts up, y'all. He's about to go in the living room. We got to do this thing the right way. So he's gonna have to put it all together if you plan on beating Lomachenko. But y'all hear me out. Let me run y'all down this. Let me tell y'all the reason that this fight has to happen. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let me tell y'all a couple of the reasons why this fight has to happen. Right? We just had a fight that had to happen in Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, right? Because of the history, because of all of the trash talk. Right? This fight with Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko, it has to happen for a lot of the same reasons, right? Because of the history, because of the trash talk. But with these two guys, there was gold on the line, right? There were championships on the line, right? There were hopes, there were dreams on the line, right? I did that on purpose, the dreams, right? Devin the Dream Haney, right? There were hopes and there were dreams on the line, right? See, for Devin Haney always wanted to be a champion, right? He wanted the respect of a champion. He wanted to be seen as a champion. He wanted to be viewed as one of the best guys, in his division, one of the best guys in boxing, right? So it was a dream of his, right, to become a champion. Now, before Devin Haney won his first belt, which was the WBC belt, which was Charles Granger. What's good, Charles? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Charles. Glad you can make it, pimp. If y'all could, do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Y'all tell me who y'all got in this fight. Y'all got Devin Haney or y'all got Vasily Lomachenko. We getting to the nitty gritty, man. We gotta let everybody get up in this thing. Gotta let everybody wake up and shit. We doing the walk down right now. We doing the walk down right now, man. We getting to that good part. Just giving y'all a little history lesson on how we got here, right? So one of Devin Haney, not his biggest goal, right? But one of Devin Haney's goals was always to be champion, right? Devin Haney saw this goal become a reality about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Devin Haney had fought himself into position to become the WBC mandatory in the 135-pound division. In becoming the mandatory in the 135-pound division at the time, this man named Vasily Lomachenko had 3 out of the 4 belts in the 135-pound division. He had the WBC belt. Vasily Lomachenko had the WBA belt, and Vasily Lomachenko had the WBO belt. The IBF belt was with a guy named Teofimo Lopez, right? So at this time, Vasily Lomachenko was the outright owner, right, of the WBC belt. Devin Haney had worked his way to become the WBC mandatory, right? Devin Haney had been calling for that Vasily Lomachenko fight beforehand because, and partly he knew that he was in the WBC rankings, and he knew that Vasily Lomachenko was the champion in the WBC. So for him, this coming from, this thing or him wanting to fight Lomachenko for multiple years is coming from him lining himself up, right? In the same division as Lomachenko, him hearing that, well, Lomachenko, he is right, because, the media was pushing this. Now, whether you believe it or not, right, the media was pushing this, and y'all could attest to this, right? Devin Haney is hearing, oh, well, this Lomachenko guy, he got 300 amateur fights. He's the next big thing. He had a title fight in his second fight. He's the Matrix. He got the fastest hands since Floyd. He got the best defense since Floyd, right? So before Devin Haney became a champion, he's hearing the media. He's hearing all these people. You know what I mean? Give Vasily Lomachenko his flowers for being a champion. So naturally, with him being in the same division, right, them being in the same ranking system, Devin Haney set it out in his head that, I must beat this guy. And that lit a feud in Devin Haney. So, we fast forward a little bit. Devin Haney has worked his way up the WBC rankings. He finally about to get that fight with Vasily Lomachenko that he's been seeking, that he's been wanting. Anthony Jones, what's good, Ant? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ant. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ant. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy. I got 12 people in the building. I got 19 likes. Y'all help get your boy right. Let YouTube know that we live by hitting that thumbs up. Let YouTube know that we talking that good boxing. Let YouTube know that we finna roll this shit up. Greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through, right? So we fast forward. Devin Haney didn't work his way. Devin Haney then worked his way into position to become the WBC mandatory, right? So he finally thinks that he's about to get his shot with Vasily Lomachenko. But to Devin Haney's surprise, right? Out of nowhere, a new rule was invented. A new belt, was presented, right? In Devin Haney's position called the franchise title, right? Now, what this franchise title did or does, 817 was good. 817 was good. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it, Pimp. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Dang, somebody took a like away. I got 18 likes now. Somebody took a like away when I asked y'all to hit that like button. It probably was the hater that was in here early. But I digress, right? Shout out my guy, A1 says that this fight is for history. I can't wait. Facts for history, for legacy, all that good shit. But I digress. So you got Devin Haney, right? He's finally about to get his shot. Lifelong dream of becoming a champ at the 135-pound division, right? And then you got this franchise belt, right, that's now introduced, right? Now, the franchise belt wasn't first introduced at the 135-pound division, right? But it was introduced at the 135-pound division. The timing of its introduction to the 135-pound division was crazy, right? Because originally they said that belt, the franchise belt, was made to give guys the right to move through divisions while keeping their belts in the same division, right? So if a guy wanted to fight, if the 135-pound champion wanted to fight the 140-pound champion, right? At this time, which would have been Josh Taylor versus Lomachenko, right? Or Regis Prograis versus Lomachenko, right? Or something like that. At this time, right? If a champion wanted to fight another champion, the franchise belt is the belt that allowed him to move divisions freely to fight the champion. Well, that's how they introduced it, right? Okay, so you introduce it like that, fine, cool, I get it now. Okay, so the franchise belt lets you move through divisions freely. It's cool. I get it, right? I understand. But this was the thing. This is the crazy part. When they introduced the franchise belt to Lomachenko, right? When they introduced the franchise belt to Lomachenko used his franchise belt. I like my shirt. introduced the franchise belt, hey baby, appreciate you sliding through this thing. Beautiful, glad you can make it. Was good, baby. When they introduced the franchise belt, to Lomachenko, right? Lomachenko wasn't even moving divisions. See, like. When they introduced the franchise belt to Lomachenko, I think it's better no like. When they introduced the franchise belt to Lomachenko, right? Lomachenko wasn't even moving divisions. I'm like, okay, Lomachenko about to fight Josh Taylor. Hell yeah, let's get it. Right? I mentioned those champions earlier, right? Y'all remember I mentioned those champions earlier, right? In the division, right? You had Teofimo Lopez, who was a champ at 135, who had one belt, and Vasily Lomachenko had the rest of the belts, and Devin Haney is now in position, right, to challenge Lomachenko for his WBC belt, right? But they introduced this. Carmen, what's good, Carmen? What's good, Carmen? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Queen. Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know I used to be a rapper. Y'all know I used to be a rapper. Y'all gonna love that intro too. I got a 17 intro coming up. Oh shit! I'm putting intros to bed, baby. I'm doing my own intro. I'm putting intros to bed, baby. But anyway, I digress. But right. So the franchise belt was introduced. The franchise belt, right, was introduced to Lomachenko. Now, for years, right? For years, they had been telling us Devin Haney, not ready. Devin Haney isn't, one of the best guys at 135. Devin Haney, he can't hold a counter to Lomachenko. Lomachenko is the best fighter since Floyd Mayweather. Lomachenko is the next coming. Didn't you see his 300 amateur fights? He had over 300 amateur wins. This is the greatest boxer to ever live and all that, right? Devin Haney heard that and he accepted the challenge, right? He put himself in position to become the WBC mandatory. But what happened when Devin Haney got to the WBC mandatory? They introduced this franchise belt, right, which originally was supposed to let you move divisions to challenge other champions in other divisions. I'm going to say it again, which originally was made for you to be able to move divisions and challenge champions in other divisions, right? But when they introduced, at least that's what they said when they introduced it to Canelo, right? It was for Canelo to move from the 154-pound division to the 160-pound division and not fight Jamal Charlo, who was his mandatory. Jamal Charlo is the real reason that this franchise belt was invented. That's the part they ain't gonna tell you. So when they initially made the rules, it was for Canelo. So the rule was, he could keep his belt, move divisions, right? He could keep his belt, move divisions, and he could still be considered the champion at 154. That's the Charlo rule. But now, when they introduced it to Devin Haney, right? When they introduced to Devin Haney, they're introduced to Devin Haney so Lomachenko could stay in his same division and fight Teofimo Lopez for the WBO belt. For the IBF belt, right? So originally, this franchise status was supposed to be to move divisions to fight champ to champ. Originally, this franchise belt was supposed to be so you could move divisions and champ to champ. But now all of a sudden, Devin Haney says, salute, big dog. Been out the loop for a minute. Good fight we got coming up the weekend. Hell yeah, dog. This fight is big fight weekend, man. Title fight weekend, undisputed weekend. And we up here, we getting together, man. Y'all know I like to string y'all along before I drop my joints. Let me put where that thing go. She's like, not Magic City. Got to put that and put Con back up there. But yeah, man. Y'all know what we here for. And eventually we go get into the breakdown and shit, but y'all know I got to give y'all the backstory, the backdrop. I got to wait. Y'all know I got to waste y'all time before I tell y'all who I picked. But anyway, I digress. I think No Smoke TV, my guy A17 says, long as Tony Weeks ain't nowhere near the arena. Right. That was wild. I talked about that a little bit this morning. That was wild. I did a little quick video on it, a little quick weekend recap. I did a little quick video on there. Y'all go check that thing out. Y'all ain't check that thing out. Right. But okay, so now they give Lomachenko this this franchise belt, right? Which allows him to not fight Devin Haney, right? And fight Teofimo Lopez in the division for another belt. But this is where the whole respect thing for Devin Haney. This fight is so important, right? And y'all know I mess with the Haneys. I know the Haneys personally, right? I got a personal relationship with the Haneys. Very respectable, individuals. You know what I mean? Men of their word type deal. Shout out to the Haneys, right? I got a lot of love and respect for the Haneys. That's why this is so personal. No, that's why this fight is so personal for them and Devin, right? Because when Devin Haney was supposed to have his opportunity all those years ago, Lomachenko moved up. He not even moved up, right? He chose to fight Teofimo Lopez, you know what I mean, over Devin Haney. And that's where this whole respect factor, right? I'm not sure if y'all remember, but I dang so remember, right? I remember everybody was running around here calling Devin Haney the email champion. People were saying Devin Haney ain't a real champion. You ain't no real champion. You ain't beat Lomachenko. They gifted you your belt. Right? Y'all see my most of the time? Right? Everybody was saying, Devin Haney, you ain't the real champion. They gifted you your belt. You the email champ. Tank Davis has said that, right? Tank Davis has said that as well. You ain't the real champ. You the email champ, right? And for a minute, you had everybody running with that. Devin Haney was walking around here with the real belt, right? And people was acting as if he wasn't the real champ, right? And y'all notice how the Haneys, we hit on the Haneys and myself, we hitting on that real champ, the real champ. That ain't by mistake. Go watch them Devin Haney's all exclusive. You see Devin Haney is keep saying real champ, because when Devin Haney was quote unquote, my bad. When Devin Haney was quote unquote the email champ, you see people had a lot to say. That's all people had to talk about. You the email champ. You ain't winning your belt. Lomachenko gave you that belt, right? Now Devin Haney. And for a long time, right, about 2 years, Devin Haney had that WBC strap for about 2.5 years. He had the WBC real strap, right, the real belt, right, that people was calling the email belt because Lomachenko chose not to fight him, right? He had the real belt. Right? And you had people calling him the email champ because a guy chose not to fight him and defend his strap. So now you got Devin Haney for 2.5 years, fighting for his respect. Man, I'm the real champ. This is the real belt. Lomachenko chose not to fight me. This is the real regular belt. The franchise belt is the fake belt. You know what I mean? So Devin, for 2.5 years, having a battle, having a fight, and earn his respect to prove that, oh yeah, I'm the real champion, when he's actually got ducked by the real champion. The real champion chose not to fight him. Now you got Devin Haney trying to prove that he's the real champion because the real champ, right, who was the real champ, chose not to get that smoke, right? Chose to give up his belt, right? Y'all said mimosas. Since when do a fighter, right? Since when do a fighter get stripped and we make fun of the fighter that got the belt because a fighter got stripped? You know what I mean? Since when do we clown a fighter for getting the belt because a fighter ducked him? Even though I think Tank will find a way to beat him, I still love and respect the kid. He's the goods. And even though Bill be capping, I respect him. I love the dynamics of their relationship. 817 father son got his son from the basements to goddamn undisputed champion of the world. Bill did a lot of shit so his son won't have to do it. And now look at it, he paid off for him in the end. Shout out to them Haney's, man. It's all coming full circle. And the reason I'm walking y'all down because this is me explaining the full circle, how we got here, why we got here. You know what I mean? I got 23 likes in the building. Why my camera ain't up? Okay. I got 23 likes in the building. I got 23 likes in the building. I got 12 people. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy, man. Right out here for a good time. For a long time. Hold on. Give me a little wine. Give me a little wine. Gotta wake up. Gotta wake up. Gotta wake up a little bit. Gotta wake up a little bit. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy, right? So now you got Devin Haney out here. Now you got, this how you know you got good wine too, y'all. If y'all wine don't got the golf ball at the bottom right, if you can't see the golf ball at the bottom of your bottle, take it back. It's cheap. We don't buy flat bottle wine. Flat bottle gotta have the golf ball in it. Gotta have the golf ball in it. If your wine is flat at the bottom, take it back. Gotta be able to stick the golf ball in. So I stick my finger in that thing. Gotta be able to stick your finger in that thing. That's how you know you got some good wine. Well, I digress. So this fight right here had to happen. This thing is personal for Devin, right? And I'm bringing y'all back full circle on how we got here. So you had them questioning Devin, right? As if he's the one that got stripped, right? You had them questioning Devin as if Devin is the one that got stripped. So Devin got to prove now, oh yeah, I am the real champion. I'm not the email champion, right? So Vasily Lomachenko, he go on to fight Teofimo Lopez. Vasily Lomachenko loses to Teofimo Lopez, right? Now beforehand, with Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko, right, when that first fight got announced, and everybody started calling Devin Haney the email champion, Devin Haney was upset with that. So now Devin Haney switched his attention from Lomachenko, who used to be the champion, to Teofimo Lopez, who's now the champion, right? So now you got Teofimo Lopez, who has all the belts except one belt, which is the WBC belt that Devin Haney got. But Teofimo Lopez won that franchise championship from Vasily Lomachenko, right? And I could skip this part. But I'm not. Yo, I got 14 people in the building. I got 23 likes. Can I get everybody that ain't hit that like button to hit that like button? Now I started off good with that like button. Now I know. And we kind of fell off. Now I know more than 23 y'all been through here at this point. Because it's 15 of y'all in here right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, facts, no smoke. Tank did call him the email champ. But I ain't got no problem with Tank and Devin shooting shots at each other, shooting barbs at each other, or nothing like that, because that fight got to happen too. That's another fight that got to happen, right? Which we're going to hit on a little later in this EP, but that's another fight that has to happen. You know what I mean? So I ain't even mad at that. Right? But so Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, right? So now Devin Haney's attention go from Vasily Lomachenko to Teofimo Lopez, because now Teofimo Lopez is the man in the division with the other 3 straps that he needs to get. Devin Haney wanted to become a champion to get his respect. Devin Haney became a champion, and they took the respect factor away from him by giving Lomachenko a belt. Right? And giving Devin Haney the real belt that he earned. He earned the fight with Lomachenko. They created a belt to give Lomachenko, gave Devin Haney the real belt, and made you think that the real belt is now the fake belt, right? So Teofimo Lopez now beat Vasily Lomachenko for the fake belt. So Devin Haney is at Teofimo Lopez now. Now before Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko actually got in the ring, Teofimo Lopez himself was saying, I'm going to fight Devin Haney after I fight Vasily Lomachenko, because Devin Haney is the real strap. You know what I mean? Vasily Lomachenko, that's the franchise belt.
That ain't a real belt. I'm gonna fight the champ Devin Haney after I deal with Lomachenko. Me and Devin Haney go throw down, right? So now Devin Haney is focused on Teofimo Lopez, right? So Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, right? Devin Haney is thinking Teofimo Lopez is going to be a man to his word. I like Loma. He's so talented. His footwork is incredible, but he's slowing down. Devin will shut him down with the jab. Shout out my guy, JD. JD, can you do your boy a favor, JD? Hit that thumbs up for your boy, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. Right? And I'm walking you down, JD. I'm walking you down. My guy, JD, said something, and I'm going to hit on what my guy, JD, said real quick, because he said something, that struck my attention right now. I'm walking y'all down for a reason. What I'm walking y'all down is 4 years ago. You go hear Devin Haney speak on that 24/7 All Access. If you checked it out, or if you haven't checked it out yet, you'll hear Devin Haney speak on it, right? Devin Haney said 4 years ago. This was 4 years ago. Vasily Lomachenko could have fought 4 years ago. You know what I mean? 4 years ago, Devin Haney would have been 20 years old. Vasily Lomachenko would have been what? 30 years old? You know what I mean? 30 years old, something like that. 29, 30 years old, right? 4 years ago, I think it would have been a much, much tougher fight for Devin Haney. 4 years ago, right? When everybody was calling Devin Haney the email champ, when Vasily Lomachenko was supposed to fight him. 4 years ago, when Lomachenko was supposed to fight him, I think Lomachenko had a chance to beat Devin Haney. I think Lomachenko had a real shot at beating Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney may have took a loss 4 years ago. And I'm gonna say that again because I want y'all to feel me when I say that. I ain't just saying it. I feel like 4 years ago, when they were supposed to fight, before the franchise belt was introduced to Vasily Lomachenko and he took it, he chose not to fight Devin Haney. Basically, what happened was they said you could fight Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney. Vasily Lomachenko chose to fight Teofimo Lopez. Right? He chose to fight Teofimo Lopez. 4 years ago, slowing down wouldn't have been a thing. You know what I mean? Slowing down wouldn't have been a thing. Lomachenko would have had every advantage, experience, power, all that. The speed may be tit for tat, right? The speed might have been tit for tat then, right? The speed was tit for tat then. You had more power. You had more experience. You know what I mean? He probably was going to beat Devin Haney's ass. Probably. Honestly. Because we talk that shit, but we know Lomachenko is not a bad fighter. Lomachenko is overhyped. That doesn't mean that you're not talented. The boy is extremely talented. He's extremely talented. You know what I mean? 4 years later, it might be a little too late. But I want to talk about what got us here. Y'all know T like to talk about what got us here, which is why I'm putting so much emphasis on how we got here. Because now, right, not my guy JD, because he ain't no hater. You know what I mean? But now what people gonna say is, at least into the lead up, right? At least into the lead up. And I'm getting off the history trail, but we're gonna get back to the history trail, but I gotta spit this out real quick. What people gonna say now is Devin Haney, Lomachenko, Lomachenko would have beat up Devin 4 years ago. Lomachenko would have won 4 years ago. He probably would have, right? But the reason that they didn't fight 4 years ago is because Vasily Lomachenko chose to fight Teo over Devin Haney. He chose to fight Teo over Devin Haney. You know what I mean? So him being, I don't want to hear that, right? And we just saw him beat up a young guy in Jermaine Ortiz. And I throw this out there real quick, just for my old people real quick, just for all the old people, right? How old is Lomachenko? 33 years old. How old is Devin Haney? 24 years old. How old was Floyd Mayweather when he fought Canelo? Real question. 16 people in the building. Y'all hit that thumbs up. 16 people in the building. How old was Floyd Mayweather when he fought Canelo Alvarez? Real question. And I'm going to wait on it. Y'all know how old he was? Take a guess. I'm going to wait for the first guess and then we can shoot. Take a guess, somebody. Lomachenko, 33, Devin, 24. From all my old people. Y'all best fight in the world, Canelo Alvarez. Look, and I lost 3 of y'all. 39-40. JD said, I agree. Haney would have lost 4 years ago. Haney was too green back then. Bingo. He said, why was Jermaine Ortiz a better young opponent than Devin Haney was 4 years ago? A17. Stop putting stuff. Hey, A17, stop using logic, A17. A17, stop using logic, A17. Don't use your logic, A17. Don't use the brain that God gave you and start making sense. Don't start making sense of here, A17. Don't use the brain that God gave you on your own. Don't use the free will that God gave you to do stuff like that and start coming in here with good logic. Don't do that, A17. You know they don't like good logic. 37. Floyd was 36 years old when he fought Canelo Alvarez. How old was Canelo Alvarez? Floyd was 36. How old was Canelo? How old was Canelo, y'all? One guess. Shout out my guy, Jamal James. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Jamal, if you could, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Don't know if it's your first time, but if you could, not make it your last time, hit that subscription button as well. We are having us a boxing conversation right now. We're addressing the Lomachenko being old thing. What I'm saying is the boy, he ain't that old. He's still damn good. He just beat Jermaine Ortiz, right? But we go talk about it for a second. Floyd was 36 years old when he fought Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez was 25 years old. 25, 24, around the same age Devin Haney is now, right? Matter of fact, Canelo was 23 years old. Floyd was 36. Canelo was 23. Floyd was 36. Canelo was 23 or 24. We'll give him 24. Right? We'll give him 24. Canelo was 24 years old. Floyd Mayweather was 36 years old. Y'all tell me what's Floyd Mayweather's record today? Y'all ain't gonna like this shit. Hey, guess what? What happened when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez? How old was Floyd Mayweather? How old was Canelo Alvarez? But they'll tell you today in 2023. What? Lomachenko old. He old. Of course, Devin go beat him now. He old. Devin young. Yeah, he young. He old. Guess what, y'all? What we just see this weekend? What did we just see this weekend with Barroso and Rolly Romero? Talk to me nice in here. What did we just see this weekend? Oh, he old. Oh, he old, man. He old. Devin go beat him. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, Devin go beat him now. Easy. Devin go smoke him. Devin go kill him. Yeah, Devin go do him in. Because he old now. He ain't Lomachenko. That ain't the Matrix no more. That ain't the dude that was gonna beat Devin. The dude don't go beat Devin. That was 4 years ago. Devin would have lost. He would have fought him then. Who fought is it that he ain't fight him then? Who fault is it? It's Lomachenko fault. I don't want to hear that he old stuff. What just happened this weekend? I'm going to stay right there because I know somebody in here going to figure out what I'm getting at. It's easy, but then again, it ain't. Common sense ain't common. But what just happened this weekend? Matter of fact, I did my push-ups. I'm going to bust out 50 push-ups. Y'all tell me what just happened this weekend with old and young. Hold on. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, He old. What just happened this weekend? Man, we saw a 40-year-old. We saw a 40-year-old do in the goddamn young nigga. We saw a 40-year-old do in the 25-year-old. 40. If it weren't for Tony Weeks, Barroso would still be whooping Rolly Romero ass. He'll still be whooping Rolly Romero ass right now. Barroso will still be in that ring beating the shit out of Rolly right now. Come on, man. I don't want to hear that. He old. I don't want to hear that, man. Y'all hero, Canelo Alvarez. Y'all hero, right? Y'all hero, Canelo Alvarez was 24 years old. Devin Haney, 24 years old. Canelo Alvarez was 24 years old. Devin Haney, 24 years old. Floyd Mayweather was 36 years old. What was they telling us about Lomachenko for all them years? He said, Rolly is a bum. Browns didn't have to be great to beat his ass. Loma would have to be the best he's ever been to be Devin. What was they saying about Lomachenko? He's the Matrix. The best defense since Floyd Mayweather. He's Floyd Mayweather. I haven't seen footwork like this since Floyd Mayweather. Now, I remember this. I remember y'all telling me this. So if Lomachenko is everything that y'all saying he is, wouldn't this be his Canelo moment? Wouldn't this be Lomachenko Canelo moment? If Lomachenko is everything that they said he was, so he was 22, Floyd was 36. My girl come with the info. Canelo was 22, Floyd was 36, right? So it's about the same. Loma 33, Devin 24, right? So Floyd will still be a year older. So Floyd was still like a year older. So he was still older than Lomachenko, right? Like age-wise. Like the balance of it. Right? So he's older, right? 36, 22, 33, 24. So if Loma is everything that y'all was telling me he was back in the day, so if Loma is everything, right, that y'all telling me he is, if Loma is everything that y'all led me to believe, shouldn't this be his Floyd Mayweather moment? Right? Shouldn't the Matrix, right? Shouldn't his skill and all that, shouldn't his IQ, right? Shouldn't his, just him being his amateur background, his pedigree, right? Shouldn't all that be displayed right now? Ain't now the time for that? Because Floyd Mayweather was doing this well into his 40s, right? I didn't hear too many people give Floyd Mayweather the old excuse. You know what I mean? I remember, I actually remember, right? Floyd, let's be real. Let's take a trip down memory lane, with the truth, right? Y'all remember Floyd didn't want to fight Canelo. Y'all remember that? Floyd didn't want to fight Canelo. MP, what the fuck? TWT. Real nigga in the building. But y'all remember that? Floyd said, I don't want to fight. And people were saying, Floyd ducking Canelo. Oh, you ducking Canelo. You ducking Canelo. You ducking Canelo. You ducking Canelo. Flores, I'm not fighting him. He ain't got nothing for me. He ain't got nothing for me. He said Loma cut angles like no other. But look at his last 3 fights. He looked bad. He was cutting no angles. So that means that Loma was never really as good as they said then, JD. He was never really fluid, right? They was just selling us that shit. They was just blowing smoke up our ass. They would just sound like now, because now, right, and it's just before the fight, because even with them trying to say he owe, what everybody hoping is Loma go out there and make this a fight so they can say, I told you he was Floyd Mayweather. But what Son T finna do is we finna cut the bullshit now. What they go try to do is they go say he owed beforehand. So when Devin sweep him, they gonna say, see, I told you he was old. But if he old and he go in there and he compete with Devin and he make it a close fight, they gonna say, see, I told you he was the Matrix. Look how good he still is. Look at him. Look how good he's old. Look at him. Look what he did with Devin. But if he really is what y'all said he was, he posted 12-0 Devin. If he really one of the greatest of all time, if he really one of the best, y'all, every time I heard them talk about Loma, he one of the best to ever do. If he really as talented as they say he is, you know what I mean? And if we talking about the TO fight, JD, that's supposed to have been Devin Haney. So that means Devin Haney wasn't going to beat his ass then too, JD. JD, so me and you would have been wrong, G. Because me and you thought maybe Devin would have beat him. I mean, Loma would have beat Devin 4 years ago. But you see, he wasn't cutting off angles against T.O. You're right, though. You're right. He wasn't cutting off angles against T.O. You know what I mean? And he still almost knocked T.O. out, right? But he wasn't. So Devin probably would have beat him back then, too. Devin probably, Edgar Chavez was good, Edgar. We had to slide through this now. That was Devin Haney fight, T.O. Devin in that particular fight. So maybe he knew. So maybe the reason Lomachenko didn't fight him then because he knew he had nothing for him. Maybe he felt T.O. was an easier fight. You know what I mean? Maybe he thought T.O. was an easier fight. But Lomachenko had the option to fight Devin Haney years ago. He literally had the option. Teofimo Lopez. When he fought T.O., that was supposed to be Devin Haney. Devin Haney was supposed to fight Lomachenko long before Kambosos. You know what I mean? Kambosos wasn't even supposed to be in the picture. History lane. Kambosos wasn't even supposed to be in the picture. Kambosos got in the picture because Lomachenko didn't want to fight Devin. He chose to fight T.O. T.O. beat Lomachenko. So now Devin want to fight T.O. Kambosos got in the picture because T.O. didn't want to fight Devin Haney either. So, quote unquote, old niggas don't want to fight Loma. T.O. had a chance to fight Devin Haney as well. T.O. had a chance to fight Devin Haney as well. And T.O. ain't want no smoke with Devin Haney. Full circle. We walking, we doing the history. T.O. ain't want no smoke with Devin Haney. Kambosos beat T.O. He's actually, yeah, they probably would have beat him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, JD? And then T.O. didn't want no smoke with Devin. T.O. said, I'm going to fight George Kambosos, right? And we like, okay, well, T.O. finna sweep up George Kambosos, right? Then he going to fight Devin. This Negro happened to get in there and lose. T.O. get in there and he lose. But I'm getting somewhere, right? The fact that T.O. lost ain't the part of them. Nah, that shit funny though. Like that was funny. Like that was the quickest rise and fall I ever seen in my life. But I digress, right? But look though. Yo, and then T.O. get in there and he lose to Kambosos, right? So now Kambosos the champ. And guess what Kambosos do? Y'all probably don't remember this, but guess what Kambosos tried to do? Who Kambosos tried to fight, y'all? He old. Who Kambosos tried to fight, y'all? Oh, shit, son. Who Kambosos tried to get in the ring, y'all? Edgar! Ding, 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 ding. Oh, shit. He tried to fight Loma. He wanted to fight Loma, too. Everybody wanted to fight Loma. Hey, but hey, guess who? Hey, real quick. Y'all finna hate T, because T, that boy, he be dropping them gems. That boy, he be first with the news. That boy, he be dropping them jewels. Hey, everybody wants to fight Loma, except one person. Oh, shit. I ain't gonna say his name, but look, everybody wants to fight Loma their whole career, except for one person. But I digress. Bro. Everybody want to fight Loma. So people asking me why he fighting Loma, because he Loma. Secondly, the people want to say, oh, well, he old, so he go beat him. Now he's not that old, because Canelo was 36, and Floyd was 36. Canelo was 22. Y'all said it, I ain't said it. Y'all said it, I ain't said it. Hey, Floyd was 36. I digress, y'all. Floyd was 36, Canelo was 32. Floyd washed him. Barrios just washed Roland Romero. Tony Weeks saved Barrios. He just washed that man. He 40. If Lomachenko is everything that y'all say he is, man, I don't want to hear no old nothing, bro. I don't want to hear old nothing. He everything that the media been telling me that dude is all of these years. I don't want to hear old. I don't want to hear rusty. I don't want to hear none of that. That man got to come out. He got to show out. He ain't getting no excuse from me because I know he damn good. I knew he was damn good when y'all was telling me he was good. But he just ain't no fucking Floyd Mayweather. I knew that much. I knew that. It's only one Floyd, and he damn sure ain't it. I knew that much. But the boy is elite. Loma is elite. Fuck is you saying? That dude is elite. He is elite. He's not one of the greatest of all time. No. But for today, he damn sure is an elite 135 pound to talk your ass off. Talk your ass out. I don't want to hear that he old shit. It's a lot of old boxers that put in work. It's a lot of old people who put in work. Want to be real? Let's just be real. Shit, Wilder old. Fuck is you talking about? Old. Fuck. Be putting in work. Lara is just got a belt at 160. Putting in work. If you are an elite, bro, you go put in work. You know what I mean? And Loma don't necessarily have to win this fight to prove he's an elite, but he do gotta compete. He can't come out here and get swept up by Devin. Because y'all think he gonna get swept up. So y'all want to throw that old shit out there in case Devin sweep him up. And if Devin don't sweep him up, y'all gonna say Devin should have swept him up because he old. Nah, bro. Stop that, dog. This ain't no fucking old Lomachenko. He's not even that old. He's 33. Earl Spence 32. Canelo 32. Come on, bro. He ain't that old. He in his prime, just like the rest of the top boxers right now in their damn prime. The Earl Spences, the Canelo, not in their prime, right? Canelo had goddamn 60 fights. You know what I mean? Earl had the Carret, right? So we're in turn, but they ain't old. They ain't old boxers. You know what I'm saying? They ain't old people. They slowing down just like Loma, but they not old. They right there in their prime. Look at all the top boxers right now. They all about 30 something. AJ, Earl, fucking Loma, Canelo, goddamn, what? Wilder, fucking Fury. Look at all the guys who on top. Regis Prograis, the champions, they all about 30 something. Loma not old. Earl is 32. Is Earl old? Bud Crawford 30 fucking 5. I don't hear y'all saying giving him. Come on, don't do Devin like that. Shade girl, what's good, Shade girl? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Queen. Glad you can make it. We there having us a boxing conversation. You know what I mean? We taking down, we going down the history line, right? But look though, let's get back on track. Who did goddamn? So T.O.B. Loma, right? Full circle. T.O.B. Loma, right? Devin want to fight T.O. T.O. ain't want to fight Devin either. So now Loma chose not to fight Devin. He chose to fight T.O. And then T.O. chose not to fight Devin because he fought some dude named George Kambosos. This unknown no name, right? George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez. So now we got to figure out who George Kambosos is. So we found out George Kambosos is the guy who been training with Manny Pacquiao. Oh, so he do got a little skill. Oh, so T.O. tried to cherry pick, and he ran into Manny Pacquiao training partner, and he got his ass whooped. Okay, so really, in hindsight, right, Kambosos can fight a little bit because we know Lomachenko can fight, and T.O. beat him slightly, barely. Maybe it's Lomachenko fault for waiting so long to open up, right? But he got beat. T.O. beat him. Kambosos beat the hell out of T.O. Kambosos beat the hell out of T.O. Bloodied him up, knocked him down, exposed him, right? Ain't been the same since. Kambosos could scrap a little bit, right? Kambosos tried to fight Lomachenko too. Everybody want to fight Loma. I'm getting back on task. Kambosos wanted to fight Loma too. He didn't want to fight Devin either. So you had Lomachenko choosing T.O. over Devin. You had T.O. choosing Kambosos over Devin. And now you got Kambosos choosing Lomachenko over Devin. It started with Lomachenko to begin with. As soon as Kambosos got his hands on the strap, he went full circle right back to Lomachenko. Shay Girl said once Devin beats Loma, he needs all of his credit. That's not his fault that Loma is and that's Shay Girl, you get it. She gets it. She gets it. She gets it. She ain't even been here that long, I don't think. And she got it as soon as she stepped in here. He said Monday's a bitch, everyone. Loma got this. Shout out my guy, Real Me C2. Appreciate you sliding through this on Real Me C2. Real Me C2. I don't know if it's your last time, but if you could, G, do your boy a favor. I don't know if it's your first time, but if you could not make it your last time, homie, could you hit that subscription button and subscribe to the channel? We talking that good boxing. Talk this good boxing every day, not just today. Appreciate you sliding through, having us a conversation. We walking us back down. You know, we walking it back down. You know, memory lane. We getting to the breakdown and prediction part, right? But I'm buttering y'all up right now, right? I'm buttering y'all up. Y'all know I like to butter y'all up. I like butter on my biscuits. I'm butter my biscuits. No, I'm just trying to stop. But anyway, I digress. He said Loma ain't up. He went for unification over Mendo. If it wasn't a duck, right? He wouldn't have had to give up his belt, BC. It was a duck because T.O. didn't have a title. You know, they can't strip you for going for undisputed. That fight wasn't for a title. Loma chose to fight T.O. because he wanted to. He wanted to fight T.O. You know what I mean? If it was for a title, you know, he wouldn't have got stripped. He got stripped because it wasn't for a title, right? But I digress. So after Kambosos beat T.O., yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But before Lomachenko fight, before that, he was supposed to fight Devin Haney, right? BC, you will be right, BC, right? You will be right, BC, because he did have the IBF. I just said that earlier. He did have the IBF, but his fight before that, he was supposed to fight Devin. You know what I mean? So he had to fight Devin at that time, or the WBC was going to strip him. They already gave him a shot. They already gave him Come. They already gave him a volunteer before that. And Devin was the Mendo. You know what I mean? So Devin was next up. That's why he got stripped, because he was already supposed to fight Devin before that fight. He said, no, he never had kept the belt, and when unified with T.O., it would not be a duck. But Loma gave up the belt immediately for the duck belt. He gave up, you know what I mean? He gave it up because he had to fight Devin. But okay, look. Y'all could say he didn't duck right. I give y'all he didn't duck. At the end of the day, he chose not to fight Devin. You know what I mean? He had the option to fight Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Yeah, they elevated him to a belt that never existed ever in life, that don't exist now. You notice that you notice that belt that they got elevated to don't exist no more. You know they just gone. You know they just gone. Like they just gone. You know what I'm saying? You know how it's not here. You notice that it's not here no more, right? The belt, will allow him not to fight Devin Haney. Don't know. And y'all telling me that wasn't a duck. Oh shit. Everybody get the franchise off except Devin. Bro. Devin don't get the franchise. Devin don't get the shot at the franchise. All right. Devin don't get a shot at the franchise. How do you look if it's a mandatory, bro? Why would you give up your belt if all you want to do is fight? I'm just saying, BC, like it don't even exist no more. But look though, if you want to unify, right? Why would you give somebody your belt? All right, look, okay, let's just say he did want to unify, right? Let's just pretend he wants to fight them, right? Let's pretend he won't. All right. So let's just say that he did want to fight Devin, right? Why would he give Devin his belt? why would he give Devin his belt? Like if you want it, like so you want to fight Tio for a belt, but you go give up another belt. If you subtract one and you add another, it's the same thing you just had, right? If you got two belts, you got three. If you got three belts, right, and you give up one to go fight for another one, you still got three belts when that fight over with, though. Like that's like you still not gonna be undisputed. That's the same amount of belts you would have had if you just focus on mandatory, right? If you wasn't gonna get stripped, right? If you didn't have to fight Devin Haney, why would you give the strap up? What they did was they painted a picture over a lot of y'all faces. They covered the duck up. They did a hell of a job at it. Watch this. Let me tell y'all something real quick. How you get out of stuff with your spouse? Y'all know when y'all was younger, y'all was fucked up and they catch you cheating and shit. How you get out of it? You just start talking about a lot of other shit. You start talking about a bunch of other shit. That's how you know somebody bullshitting you. When you want to talk about something and they start talking about a bunch of other shit. That's how you get out of shit. That's what the WBC did to y'all. That's what the WBC did to y'all. They said we're gonna give him the franchise champ. They said, this jump for unification. They said, he ain't ducking. That's the email belt. That ain't the real belt. Like that ain't the same belt Earl Spencer and them had. Nope. They said they did this to y'all. They said franchise. They said unification. They said undisputed. And y'all was like, okay, T.O. versus Lomachenko undisputed. Y'all was like, yep. That's how you do that. That's what they did to y'all. They just smoothed the duck over. They just like said, we go just smooth this junk over real quick. They said we go smooth this junk. He said she changed how much trust you can take too. Facts. You know what I mean? They said we go smooth over this duck real quick. They said we go make this. Hey, What's good? Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you could make it. We're not having a boxing conversation. Y'all pretty much know who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna do a real prediction at the last 5 minutes of this. I pretty much know who I'm gonna pick. So this is why I just gotta give y'all the show. I just gotta do more. I know who the fuck I'm gonna pick. I gotta make this fun though. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to eliminate all the bull. I'm eliminating all the narratives right now. That's what we doing, man. We eliminate all the narratives right now, man. We eliminate all the narratives right now, man. We getting rid of them, dog. You know what I mean? We just getting rid of them. Man. Just y'all smarter than that. We smarter than that, bro. We know what a duck is, bro. We know what a duck is, bro. They can't tell us what a duck is, bro. We know that man. He had a choice, even if he didn't duck right. Even if he didn't duck right. Even if he didn't duck right, can we agree that he had a choice and he chose not to fight Devin Haney? Can we at least agree on that? He had a choice. He had the same number of straps. It's going to be the same number of straps. You know what I mean? He at least had a choice to fight him. And he chose to fight Tio for IBF. And he gave up his belt. But you still gave up a belt. Same number of belts. So you might as well just fought Devin, right? Tio didn't want to fight Devin. He chose to go a different route, fight Kambosos. Tio lost to Kambosos. Kambosos wanted to fight Lomachenko. I'm getting back on track now. Kambosos wanted to fight Lomachenko. 2. Everybody want to fight Lomachenko except one dude. Everybody want to fight Lomachenko. So Kambosos tried to fight Lomachenko too. But he couldn't because Lomachenko went to war. So they go Kambosos, Lomachenko playing. Everybody want Lomachenko on their resume, except that one dude. But everybody want Lomachenko on their resume, bro. Because we all heard what y'all said this man was. And we can see this man is damn good, right? He might not be everything that y'all said, right? Y'all overhyped him, which made us feel a certain way about dude is damn good, right? The brief question: who wins, Spence versus Crawford? T. Spence. If anybody go be Earl, it's go be Bud. If anybody go be Bud, it's go be Earl. That's how I feel about it. I don't think that fight gonna happen though, but I'm thinking Earl. But Earl can be beat by Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford can be beat by Earl Spence. We'll love to see it. Don't think it's gonna happen. But I digress. Right? But Lomachenko ain't a done fighter. He just beat Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz the same age as Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney is better than Jermaine Ortiz, right? But you know, if you good, you good, right? A lot of fighters, especially at the lower weights, that's part of what makes the lower weights so great, right? They you know, them being able to be so good for so long, their skill being able to carry them for so long. You know what I mean? Nonito down there, he had like 3 goddamn primes. He had like a goddamn prime in the fucking 90s, the fucking 2000s, and the 2020s, damn near. You know what I mean? Nonito. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder. You know, damn near 37, 36. Tyson Fury, same age Lomachenko. Younger than Lomachenko. Actually, what? Tyson Fury, 31 years old, 32 years old. Right? So, I mean, 30. No, Tyson Fury, 33 years old now. Tyson Fury, 33 years old, just like Lomachenko. Errol Spence, 32. You know what I mean? Relatively, all the top fighters are in their 30s, right? If Lomachenko's what y'all saying he is, then, you know, but if Devin Haney must really be that good, and I think that's what we should lean more to. I think that's what we should focus on a little more than what Lomachenko ain't right now. But the real reason that he go get swept up right now, right, is because Devin Haney is that good. That means that we got the because I big bud Doug's cool. God busy duck. You block the timeout. Don't be here me, bro. Don't be here, bro. Don't be coming here telling me what TWT is, bro. You know what I mean? Don't be telling me what TWT is, bro. I figured you say Bud because you asked me that shit on the random ass stream. Don't got nothing to do with Earl or Bud. And wasn't nobody talking about Earl or Bud. So I figured you would say Bud. You saw what I just did there? I could do it too. Don't come in here labeling me, bro. You know what I mean? That shit worked both ways. I knew you wanted some attention when you asked that question in the middle of a Devin Haney and Lomachenko stream. Ain't nobody said nothing about Earl and Bud since the beginning. But you come here and ask me about Earl and Bud. I knew you had Bud when you did shit like that. You know what I mean? But, you know, I digress. What is you talking about? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, though. This ain't the play, my G. This ain't the play, though. Appreciate it. Don't shoot. Don't nobody shoot it. Don't nobody shoot it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I knew you had Bud. You know. But I digress. You got Lomachenko too, don't you? Watch this. Watch this. I can do it too, Jay. Jay, you got Lomachenko too, don't you? And don't give me no political answers. Tell me how you feel. You got Lomachenko too, don't you? Just like you know I got Devin Haney, don't you? So what the fuck is we talking about? You knew that before you asked me, right? You knew that before you asked me, right? So I digress. You knew I had Earl before you asked me, right? You just said you did because I'm TWT. So what the fuck you asked me for? But I digress. All right, so shit, Kambosos wanted to fight. Lomachenko too. But he couldn't fight Lomachenko either because Lomachenko had to go to war. He said Devin was going to beat him up, go up and beat Taylor versus T.O. winner. That's an option. I hope he fights Gervonta Tank Davis. I think the Tank Davis fight will happen because I think Tank want to fight him. And he can fight who he wants to right now. Devin about to be a promotional free agent after Saturday. You know what I mean? So he can fight who he want to fight right now. And I think we about to find out. Speaking of Earl and Bud, right? Since you brought it up, Jay, I say Earl and Bud. I say Tank versus Devin Haney is Earl and Bud Jr. I was gonna hit on Tank and Devin Haney at some point in this EP after I finish walking y'all down lane. But I gonna throw this in here real quick because Earl and Bud came up. Tank and Devin is Earl and Bud Jr. If they was ever going to fight, because we know that Devin Haney is going up. And if I'm Tank, I don't want to become the guy who waits till fighters go up, bring them back down, and make them fight at catchweights. I don't want to be known for that, right? Barrios, Ryan Garcia, right? And Devin said, he don't want to be at this weight, but he will stay here, right? If he can get that Tank fight, right? So if Tank and Devin is going to fight, it's going to be after this Lomachenko fight. So I'm leaning more so towards Tank and Devin Haney fighting, right? Because both guys been telling me for years that they want to fight one another. Gervonta Tank Davis told me he want to fight Tank or Shakur. He want to fight Gervonta Tank Davis just told me he want to fight Devin Haney or Shakur after he fight Garcia and Garcia, the R&B group. He was going to fight the R&B group, Garcia and Garcia. And then he said he wanted to fight Shakur or Devin. So I'm expecting him to do that. Devin Haney been telling me, right, he want to fight Tank, right? So I'm expecting him to do that. Both of y'all will have free schedules. So that's the fight that I'm anticipating. You know what I mean? But a plan B most definitely will be Josh Taylor at 140. That is the plan B. Makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Beautiful fight. If he can't get the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. You know what I mean? Right? But so Kambosos ended up being forced into fighting Devin Haney. He ain't really want that Devin Haney smoke either. He wanted to fight Lomachenko. The same guy they telling you that Devin Haney don't need to be fighting because he old. The same guy they telling you, don't sweep. The same guy they telling you. The same guy they telling you that Devin Haney gonna sweep because he old is the same guy they was telling you, that's Floyd Mayweather. So shit, if he Floyd Mayweather, I need him. This should be his Floyd Mayweather fight, right? Because I compare it to another fight right now. Age difference about the same. Actually, Floyd was a little older. You know what I mean? Floyd versus Canelo. If Lomachenko is everything that y'all telling me he is, this need to be his Floyd and Canelo moment, right? It could at least be his Barroso moment, right? You know what I mean? He got to put in work. He can't come out here and just get skull drugged, right? And I'm not gonna contribute that to him just being old, right? Because the dude can fight. I'm not gonna take away Devin Haney. I'm not gonna take away Devin Haney credit, right? I'm not gonna say, oh, only because he old, because it's not only because he old. You know what I mean? If Lomachenko was out here losing fights only because he old, right? Let's just be real. If Lomachenko was out here losing fights only because he old, that means he would have lost to Jermaine Ortiz. Because Jermaine Ortiz dang near beat him. You know what I mean? Lomachenko ain't out here losing fights just because he old. He didn't lose to T.O. because he was old. He lost to T.O. because he started late. Because you could argue that he beat T.O. the second half of that fight. You know what I mean? You could say that he figured T.O. out the second half of that fight. And he ain't lost the fight since that T.O. fight. He ain't even had a struggle since that T.O. fight. I'm standing here and I'm telling y'all right now, right? They want to tell you that, you know, he old. And I'm telling you that I think he better than he was. I think he even more cerebral, right? He used angles less, but he's a lot more tactical and smarter about the shit that he doing. She called and said he was downloading, right? He was downloading data. Right, he was downloading data. You know what I mean? He ain't right, but you can argue that he beat T.O. the second half of that fight. Could have been a draw. I actually had it a draw. I bet money on T.O. But on my scorecard, I had T.O. the first 6. No, I remember how I scored it. I had T.O. winning by 1 round because I gave T.O. that last round. I gave Lomachenko 5 straight rounds. T.O. came out, won that last round. He won that fight by 1 to me. I had the same as the goddamn judges. But you could argue Lomachenko won, you know, the second half of that fight. If Lomachenko start doing what he's doing, in the 6th round, if he had started doing that in the goddamn 5th round, he would have won. If he had started doing it in the 4th round, he would have won. If he had turned it up just a little earlier, he would have won. You know what I mean? And he ain't looked like that since T.O. He's looked better. He's looked better since that T.O. loss. You know what I mean? Don't he got like 3 stoppages? Lomachenko didn't have a stoppage in his last fight because he was coming back from the war, right? He went boxing training. But every fight before that, he damn near got a stoppage. He didn't stop Comey, but he beat Comey like a drum. He beat Comey like a drum. He beat Comey, bro. He beat the shit out of Comey. He did everything to Comey but stop him. You know what I mean? If the referee wanted to, right, he could have jumped in and said TKO. But Comey took. Lomachenko, I mean, he ain't just going to sleep like that. You got to have some real power to knock out Comey. You know, Teofimo Lopez got thumped. He was able to do it. And he did it from the corner. Comey was on his ass. You know what I mean? But Lomachenko has looked better. He's looked better since, you know what I mean, that Teofimo Lopez loss. I will argue the way he stopped Nakatani, I bet on Nakatani to beat Lomachenko. I'm going to be real with you. I did. I thought he was done after that T.O. shit. I said, man, Nakatani got all that height on him. Nakatani hit hard. Nakatani, he throw a lot of punches. My Nakatani go beat Loma. T.O. just beat Loma. T.O. pressed Loma, and Loma didn't know how to react. My Nakatani came out there. He tried to press Loma. Loma beat his ass every which way too. Bruce Gas, what's good, Bruce? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Bruce. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy. You know what I mean? We're in there having this boxing conversation. Lomachenko versus Devin Haney fight breakdown and prediction, right? Y'all pretty much, know where I'm going. I'm going to do my actual prediction the last 5 minutes of it, right? For my people that's dropping in and that's, dropping out, right? But we having us a little history lesson right now. Right now, we clearing up all this smoke. We clearing up all this bull-ish on why Devin Haney fighting Lomachenko. Why this? Why that? Why he fighting Lomachenko? He old, right? Devin would have lost 4 years ago, right? Lomachenko not as good as he was 4 years ago. I'm telling y'all how I feel about. Oh, my bad. I'm telling y'all how I feel about all that bullshit, that's being said, all the narrative and all that good shit. But I appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing, right? So as far as he would have beat him 4 years ago. He had a chance to fight him 4 years ago. He chose to fight T.O., right? T.O. had a chance to fight him too. He chose to fight Kambosos. Kambosos actually chose to fight Lomachenko. Kambosos actually chose to fight, Lomachenko. Hold on. My cousin just came down. But yeah, now I can't argue, but I feel like he learned something. He learned something about himself in that T.O. fight. He been stopping people since the T.O. fight, right? He been stopping people since the T.O. fight. Yeah, I think he better. I think he learned something. Loma had 300 amateur fights. Loma still got under 20 fights as a professional fighter. You know what I mean? So he's still learning on the job as a professional fighter. Yeah, I do think Lomachenko. I ain't got the camera. I do think Lomachenko is more, is more experienced now, okay, as a pro than he was when he fought Teofimo Lopez. I think he learned from that Teofimo Lopez that maybe I need to start just a little bit early. Matter of fact, Lomachenko said that he learned from the Teofimo Lopez fight. If he starts a little earlier, he beats Teofimo Lopez. Look at his fights since the Teofimo Lopez fight. He's a hard to find good conversation on YouTube without everyone being sensitive. This is a good boxing channel. Appreciate you, JD. And I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too much longer, right? He said Loma get rough on the inside, which is the advantage for him. Bingo. You know what I'm saying? They want to tell you that Lomachenko, it ain't a chance for him. It's a chance for him, bro. He can beat Devin. And really, if he everything that y'all saying he is, if he everything that y'all saying he is, if he everything that y'all been saying he is, he should give Devin Haney a damn good run for his money. He really should. But if he everything that the naysayers been saying he is, right? That he ain't nothing. He a hype job. You know what I mean? He go get swept by Devin, right? I guarantee you, man. I can name you a bunch of fighters older than Lomachenko that beat up young guys. You know what I mean? All the time, right? Lomachenko is not 36, 37, right? He 33, and Floyd was 37. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Floyd. We know that. But y'all was telling us he was. You get what I'm saying? But I expect him to be able to compete. What I'm saying right now is, I do feel like Devin Haney is going to beat him up. I do feel like Devin Haney may make it look easy, but look at what I'm saying. Make it look easy. I feel like Devin may make it look smooth, right? He may look when he's styling. He may make it look a certain way because Devin is that good. Not because Lomachenko is old. Not because Lomachenko would have beaten him 4 years ago. Not because Lomachenko is a shell of himself. Lomachenko just beat a young guy in Jermaine Ortiz, right? Who he out pretty much, not outclassed, because Jermaine Ortiz arguably won the fight, right? But who he showed that he was a class above still at this point in his career. If he was losing fights just because he's old, he would have lost to Jermaine Ortiz, right? But him being a veteran, right, was able to pull him through that. Jermaine Ortiz not having a 12-round fight before fighting Lomachenko. And Lomachenko having, 20 12-round, 19, 17, 18. How many fights he got 12-round fights is what got him to that victory against Jermaine Ortiz. His his situational awareness in that fight. Him knowing, oh yeah, I gotta fight a certain way, right? Oh yeah, if instead of taking the first 6 rounds off, right, I could come out and I could fight 2 rounds. Then I could take my break out 2 rounds, and I could fight 2 rounds, and then I could take a break for a round, and then I could finish out the fight like my normal self. Because yeah, I'm older than I was, but I'm still Lomachenko. I'm still one of the greats, and that's what the greats do. They figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? And even if he don't figure out a way to beat Devin Haney, if Lomachenko is one of the greats, which I think he very well could be. You know what I mean? He don't have to win this fight, but he damn sure got to compete in this fight if he go be what y'all was telling me he is. And I think that he's skilled, right? I argue with people, all the time about him being a good fighter versus him being just a hype job. Like, I don't think he's a hype job. I think he's overrated. But being overrated don't mean that you are bad. It means that I don't think people are as good, and I don't think you are as good as people say that you are. That don't mean that I think you're a bad fighter. You could be a 90, but if people rating you as a 99, you could be overrated. I think I'm using that example, right? Because it's a controversial player, right? And I know people can relate. Let's use Damian Lillard. Some people view Damian Lillard as top 10 player in the NBA. Other people don't view Damian Lillard as a top 20 player in the NBA, right? Is that big of a gap on how people view him? You know what I mean? Like, some people see him as one of the best. Some people think he's extremely overrated. Not meaning he's a bad player. He's about a 90, 92, right? But some people may feel like he's a 97. Then you got other people might feel like he's an 87. You get what I'm saying? He rated a 92. Some people view him a 97. Some people view him an 87. You know what I mean? Kind of player. I don't think Loma is a bad player. I think he's overrated. Like, the stigma of Loma. Y'all want to tell me he is the best. Y'all went to the very top. You know what I mean? Y'all went to the very top. You know what I mean with Loma. Loma is Floyd. Loma is Muhammad Ali. Hold on, bro. What you mean he Floyd and Muhammad Ali? What you mean? Damn. Can he be motherfucking Roy Jones first at least? Damn, can he be shit? Goddamn motherfucking like shit, can he be Durant first or something like that? Like, damn, can we rank him where he should be? You just go make that man Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather off the what? Now, bad fighter. I think he overrated though. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by that. But if Loma is what y'all been telling me he is, right? Don't downplay me the fact. Don't downplay me the fact that he old. Because I seen older fighters put in work on younger guys. Right? George Foreman came back off the couch, beat a young dude. Barroso just beat Romero this weekend. Tony Weeks saved him. Floyd Mayweather school Canelo. You know what I mean? I got Devin Haney to win this fight. I got Devin Haney to win this fight in impressive fashion, but not because Lomachenko is older. I got Devin Haney to win this fight in impressive fashion because Devin Haney is just better. You know what I mean? I think Loma had a better chance about 4 years ago. Maybe Lomachenko beats him about 4 years ago, right? But if I'm betting money, even 4 years ago, I'm putting it on Devin Haney. Just like I'm putting money on Devin Haney now. But now I'm way more sure about my money now than I was 4 years ago, right? Because Devin Haney has gotten way better. Devin Haney now has got that championship level experience. I'm getting to my fight breakdown and prediction portion right now, because Devin Haney got is better now than he was 4 years ago, because Devin Haney got that championship experience he didn't have 4 years ago, because Devin Haney had to go into somebody's backyard in the trenches twice and beat them on their home field, because Devin Haney had to go through because now Devin Haney has fought a Linares, since the Lomachenko thing. He's fought a Linares, a veteran fighter, pack a little power, extremely experienced. He's fought a JoJo Diaz. an active fighter. You know what I mean? Extremely experienced, right? He's gotten fights like that under his belt. You know what I mean? He's following a George Kambosos, right? Trainer of a training partner of Manny Pacquiao for over a decade. Been in the ring with Teofimo Lopez, a guy Devin Haney wanted to be in the ring against. Been in the ring with former champions, Devin Alexander. You know what I mean? Kambosos, extremely experienced fighter, and not an old fighter. Kambosos is younger than you think. He's more experienced than you think. And he's younger than you think. George Kambosos. He's been there with guys like George Kambosos with that gritty kind of style. You know what I mean? That walk you down kind of style. A power puncher like Linares, right? Crafty veteran like Jojo Diaz now. I think he's more prepared for Lomachenko. So I think that's why Devin Haney wins this fight, unanimous decision over Vasily Lomachenko this Saturday, May 20. I'm really fight. I'm hyped, and y'all know I'm hyped because I gave y'all an hour and a half fight breakdown and prediction on this thing. But we had to get through the hard part. We had to knock down all the barriers. So I had to get y'all here. I had to kill all the narratives, knock down the barriers, kill all the narratives on how we got here. You know what I mean? Lomachenko is not a washed fighter. He's not a dumb fighter by a long shot. He just beat Jermaine Ortiz, young up-and-coming prospect. Beat the dog shit out of Nakatani. Street sweep them. One punch. Beat the dog shit out of Comey. Did everything but knock him out. Yes, I think he has learned more about himself since that Teofimo Lopez fight. I think he's more cerebral. I think his game planning is better to the Teofimo Lopez fight, right? I think he had a higher chance 4 years ago, but he also had a choice 4 years ago to fight Devin Haney, and he chose to fight Teofimo Lopez. So him having to fight him 4 years later is nobody's fault but Vasily Lomachenko. So that's something that he got to deal with. But if you're telling me that he's great, then he should even compete or possibly beat Devin Haney because he ain't that old, 33 years old. Earl Spence 32, Canelo 32. But Bud Crawford is 35. I don't hear nobody saying he old and he should lose every fight that he get into, right? You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder is old. He's still knocking guys out. He only lost to Tyson Fury, who was the same age as Lomachenko. Ain't nobody calling Tyson Fury old. You get what I'm saying? All the fighters at the top of the game right now is about Lomachenko age. If he's going to continue, if he is what y'all say he is, right, he should at least be able to compete or beat Devin Haney, right? DP said, chill till you talking too much. Don't tell them shit till they see Saturday. But I'm going to go in. I just want, to kill all them narratives, right? The old thing, because the 4 years ago, because Lomachenko had a choice, right? Why Devin want to fight Lomachenko now? Because everybody want to fight Lomachenko, right? Everybody want to fight Lomachenko. Kambosos tried to fight Lomachenko before he fought Devin. Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko, right? Who don't want to fight Lomachenko? And so Tio wanted to fight Lomachenko. Devin wanted to fight Lomachenko. Tio wanted to fight Lomachenko. Tio got the Lomachenko fight. Tio beat Lomachenko. Tio didn't want to fight Devin. Tio said he was going to fight Devin before he fought Lomachenko. He didn't fight Devin. He ended up fighting some dude named George Kambosos who said he was going to fight Devin before he fought Tio, who said he was going to fight Devin before he fought Lomachenko, and then he fought George Kambosos. George Kambosos beat Devin, and he said he was going to fight Devin. George Kambosos beat Tio, said he was going to fight Devin, and then he tried to fight Lomachenko. Everybody want to fight Lomachenko. That's why Devin fighting Lomachenko. So don't tell me that when it's Devin's turn, that Lomachenko is old, because when it was Teofimo Lopez's turn, I don't want nobody saying that he was old. And he chose to fight that man over Devin Haney. So we had a choice. You get what I'm saying? But I got Devin Haney by unanimous decision. I think he goes school Lomachenko. But not because of all the reasons that y'all saying, because I think Devin Haney is just gotten that much better. I think he's that much better than Lomachenko right now. I think back then, Lomachenko had a better chance. He should have fought Devin Haney back then. But I think now he let Devin Haney get that experience, that championship experience, and I think Lomachenko in trouble now. But not because Lomachenko was any less than he used to be, but because Devin Haney is a lot better than he used to be. I think the gap is much smaller now between Lomachenko and Devin. I think Lomachenko may have had an experience edge 4 years ago. It's to where now he got to use his craftiness, his veteran ability, right? He got to use his IQ a little more than he may have had to use it back then. You know what I mean? But I think Devin Haney having to go through the fight that he went through these last 4 years, the Linares, the Jojo Diaz, the George Cambosos in Australia twice, the big crowd, the whole situation, you know, with his dad type deal, him having to go through all that, I think that has prepared him even better for Lomachenko now. And I think now that the gap is more even, I think Devin Haney, because he's, you know, the better fighter at this point, I think he gonna make it look easy. Not because anything that Lomachenko lost, right? But I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. I greatly appreciate everybody sliding through. You know what I mean? I got Devin Haney, unanimous decision over Lomachenko, right? I think it's gonna be a great fight. I do think Lomachenko gonna make it hard on Devin, right? I think Devin gonna have to be on his toes, on his P's and Q's the entire time, right? I think he gonna have to be locked in, just like he was locked in for those George Cambosos fights, right? And maybe even a little more. I think Devin needs to pay attention a little more to what, you know, the pattern of his opponent, and he needs to pay attention to his own patterns a little more, right? His bad habits, right? His opponent's bad habits. I think Lomachenko is going to make Devin think, you know what I mean? More so, you know, more so where Devin, like, you know, he comes out there and he could beat on the guy, right? I think Lomachenko going to make him work, you know what I mean, for that a little bit, because he is an excellent counter puncher, right? He is quick with his hands, still got some of the quickest hands in the game. It ain't going to be easy for Devin Haney inside of the ring, but I think Devin Haney is going to make it look easy to us. Just like I don't think that George Cambosos was an easy fight. Tio showed you that that's not an easy fight, right? Devin Haney made it look easy to us. I think where we want to tear down his opponents is the space where we need to give Devin Haney his credit in the fighter that he has become. I think Devin Haney is prime. I think Gervonta Tank Davis is even more prime. That's the fight that I want to see. This fight this weekend is huge. Devin Haney named decision. But Gervonta Tank Davis said Devin Haney or Shakur was next. Devin Haney said Tank or Shakur was next. Devin Haney and Shakur got the longest history. Those guys been at 135 the longest. Those guys will be promotion. Well, Devin will be a promotional free agent after this fight. Tank could pick who he want to fight. He said he want Devin. Devin said he want Tank. I think it's time. You know what I mean? Devin wins this fight this weekend, and I think we became full circle. This Lomachenko fight gotta happen, just like that Ryan Garcia and Tank fight had to happen. Devin has to fight Lomachenko. Tank had to fight Ryan Garcia. It's destiny. And it's also destiny that we get Tank versus Devin Haney after this. Devin Haney, unanimous decision. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing. Asking how to see. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how you rocking. And I'm out. Love.